Right, I'm Rashid Okunlaru, coach, speaker and author. Delighted to be here with Audra Lamoon. Audra, tell me a little bit in a nutshell about yourself. You're author of Blondes in Business, but I know you do lots of work. Your work's involved training, development, you have a radio show. Tell me about yourself in a nutshell.
Okay, so corporate learning and development globally, and we specialise in banking and retail. So we help developers to turn around distressed malls in the States, Dubai, Europe, or indeed open brand new shopping malls, which is great. We also do an awful lot of work in the UK as well, but I'm a co-host of the Business Bunker Radio, where we help SMEs. So it's all about helping
small businesses.
Yeah, small businesses. So whether it's coaching, learning, development, connecting them, so networking is key. That's very important to me. I'm also partnering customer service UK TV, where we write scripts and do skits for people, for businesses again, into customer service, because it's a passion of mine. Oh my God, what else?
Yeah, well that's a huge amount. So you're busy here, you're busy in the States and so on.
Yeah.
And what's really at the core of that work? It sounds as though you've got a real passion for customers and customer service and helping people really to develop so they're outstanding in their customer service. Is that right? And is that the thread also with the learning and development work?
It is. The learning and development is usually a lot higher. So we could be dealing with massive corporates, blue chip companies, and dealing with strategy and vision. But obviously it all comes down to the people on the coalface that have to deliver the work or the service or the brand.
Right, so this is a lovely link between the two. At the top, being very clear about those people who are leaders in terms of what they're about and the vision in terms of their organisation, but also therefore the link with what's going on the ground at the coalface, which is where often these programmes often fall down, because there isn't the work on actually ensuring those people who are welcoming you are welcoming.
They're very welcoming. So that a lot of the work that we do in the States, which is ironic that the Americans would ask the Brits to come and do hospitality and customer service, but we see it from a completely different angle, and we really do work with the customer in mind. So we behave when we're consulting with our clients like the customer. So we challenge and provoke what they think they want the customer service to look like.
Right.
And then we'll create customer service standards for them. We've done this for airlines and ferry companies as well as theme parks, big ones.
And tell me about your story. How did you get involved in this work? Because it sounds like high-flying work, but I know you're just an ordinary girl from an ordinary background.
I am from an ordinary background. A little sunny fishing town called Deal in Kent.
Yeah.
Never did college or university. Had a passion for people and service. And my first job was a hostess on a hovercraft, where I threw up every day for a season, and they offered me the job permanently. I said, no way, never. I hated every single minute of it. So they grounded me because I was so sick, and said, look, come and help with the training of new recruits. And then I knew I'd found my destiny.
So that's where the training and the development work emerged. And how did you then make the jump from there to do the kind of things that you're doing, where you run your own company and you're working internationally? How did you develop that? Because it's one thing to know that you've got a passion for it, another thing then to run your own company, work with a team of associates, and to be doing all the kind of things that you're doing. How did you make that jump?
I would say a succession of lots of bad luck, and all that bad luck. I think it was Einstein that said, in every disaster there's the greatest opportunity, and I really did go through a series of bad things that nothing seemed right. I thought, you know what, stop worrying about it, stop complaining, do it yourself. I wanted to be a trainer or consultant, so I knew I had to go and get my experience. So I left the bright lights of the city of London, spent 7 years building my career, literally from a project coordinator right up to a management consultant, where I learned so much about the business, the strategy, that has to sit alongside caring for people. And there was a bit in the middle that was missed, and that was the link. So I've always brought property, people and projects together wherever I can, and just to be compassionate about each of those steps as well. So understanding business, but understanding how to treat people really helped me then to focus and make the jump. So when I'd done my 7 years here, I would already work with massive companies like Walt Disney and Transport for London, all these sorts of people. So I knew then I could actually go and do it myself, cheaper, fraction of the cost, but a fraction of the time. So my balance of life was just amazing. And I went back to Kent and built my empire from there. And then we moved to Dubai, held an office there, and now I'm in the States. So I just literally go between the three.
And tell me, as things move forward from here, what are your passions now? What is that you're wanting to achieve from here? Because it sounds as already there's been a lot of distance travelled, personally, professionally, geographically. What's next up for you? What are you passionate about? What are you wanting to achieve from here?
Everything I do, LifeWire is the business that's going to facilitate my animal sanctuary. That's all I want.
An animal sanctuary, is that right?
Sanctuary. I want to home, help or heal domestic or wild animals. So I live in the country, I'm very fortunate, but I'm actually my company is really going to facilitate that lead. So the consultancy that I do will help me fund this animal sanctuary. So.
Well, that's really fantastic. And if you were just to give a couple of, first one, going to get two very quick bits of advice.
Sure.
Piece of advice, first of all, for anyone who's running a company, they're wanting to run it better, they're really wanting to understand their business better and to be more effective. What's really, in a nutshell, the tips that you share with them when you're doing those learning and development programs?
Personal experience is get a great coach that you can trust and you love and you gel with. And the other piece of advice is to network your socks off, because I've met amazing people just by putting myself out. And even though you might meet a couple of people and you think, actually, that doesn't really make sense, it's who they know that could make sense.
Fantastic.
So network and coaching, get coached.
Fantastic. So that's the advice that you'll give somebody who's on that journey in terms of building a business. And for those organisations who know that they need to do something in terms of their customer service or in terms of their learning and development, what are the essential things that they need to do? Although some of that same stuff may well apply, but what would you say there? What are the things that they need to be mindful about?
They've got to get on the ground, get on the property, the building, whatever it is, and do the journey, be the customer, plot the customer journey, understand and experience what the customer's already experiencing, and then decide how you're going to get them up to the next level. Always work being the customer in mind. I always put the customer's hat on.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. Audra Lamoon, wishing you all the best. If people are wanting to track you down, what's the website? Livewire? Is that
Livewireperformance.com.
Livewireperformance.com. A real pleasure. Wishing you all the best with your travels and with the sanctuary.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.